Pickaxe.
Thanks for dropping into the cast party. Join the cast and crew as they are batted from their Hollywood film set into the crazy world of Fendrea. And action!
Damn, that night sky is beautiful, isn't it, Xander?
It really is, man. There's a lot of stuff I miss about LA, but not seeing the stars every night isn't one of them.
You know what I miss? Shaving properly. Like, I know my beard has been filling in magnificently out here, but I feel under-groomed, you know?
Do you even have facial hair as a dragon?
I just miss Manscaped. They sponsored me once and I gave them a shot, and now I won't use anything else. They honestly made everything easier.
You know, I actually heard they might be more than a grooming company.
What do you mean?
Like, they got into making manscaping products like all the stuff in the Performance Package 4.0 so they could start sharing their secrets. But they're really indoctrinating people into their secret society of well-groomed immortals. I mean, you use this stuff. You know how good it is. It's practically impossible to not want to keep using it. And that's how you get in.
Well, I guess I can see what you mean. When I use the Lawnmower 4.0 to trim everything up, the Weed Whacker for cleaning up my nose and ear hairs, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, their Crop Reviver Toner, and then throw on the Performance Boxer Briefs that they give everyone for free in the Performance Package, I feel about 20 years younger. I'm positively a spring chicken. Like, it feels like I'm back in high school again sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. I think they have some sort of attachment to the Fountain of Youth or something because every person I've met feels the same. They're just so trimmed up and looking nice.
And the fact that the lawnmower is waterproof, it reduced the risks of nicks, ingrown hairs, and other grooming accidents means I'm spending less time grooming and more time on whatever I need to do in the morning. I haven't had that much free time in my mornings since I was a kid. You might be onto something with this Fountain of Youth thing.
I'm glad you agree. I haven't really been able to talk about this in depth with anyone since I started formulating the idea, so I'm glad you mentioned it. Hey, I might regret asking this. What's the ball deodorant for?
Oh, it's like, I feel like it's kind of obvious. Like, what is normal deodorant for?
I've never been sure.
I'm just gonna gloss over that for now. But you use the ball deodorant and the toner, and it keeps you feeling fresh and clean all frickin' day.
Hey, you know, we've been spending a lot of time in non-air-conditioned environments this last month. We could probably all use a little bit of that.
You can say that again.
Oh, yo, you know what the craziest part about my theory is? They've got interplanar advertising, so I know they're onto something crazy. Here, check it out. I found this message on my camera this morning.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code CASTPARTY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code CASTPARTY. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Crazy, right? Think the free shipping counts in Fendrea?
Oh man, we gotta get home fast. I need another pair of those boxers.
Code CASTPARTY for 20% off and free shipping.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cast Party. My name is Colin McManus and I will be your director for today. I am joined by my frigid cast and crew, Ryan McManus.
Hi, Sebastian Vivaldi Greensleeves, an emo at heart musician who, during his summer vacation in 5th grade, would always get together with his friends and play in their pretend band. They used all of their allowance money to get popsicles from the gas station on hot summer days, and then would use the popsicle sticks as fake instruments. They called themselves the Pop Punksicles. Sebastian still thinks the band could have taken off if they didn't have to, go back to school in the fall.
It's a lot of popsicles.
Anna Brisbane.
Blueberry Sky, elven druid actress who hasn't played a video game since Mario Party 5, where due to her poor hand-eye coordination and poor eyesight that she was unaware of, she lost every minigame. And she decided then that video games are a dumb waste of time for nerds who are afraid to connect with the world around them, and she hasn't touched one since, even after eventually getting glasses and immediately contacts at the age of 12. Blueberry's opinions are not my own.
Fully agree. Fully agree.
Nigel Deacon.
Welcome to the internet, Xander Gucci Supreme, who, as most of us did, grew up during the explosion of growth the internet faced in the late 90s and early 2000s. I'm sure it comes as no surprise that Xander spent a lot of time on the internet in chat rooms and message boards learning about the wild world of unexplainable phenomenon, but he always found it difficult because there was no single source that people could reference for all the information on cryptids and local mysteries that he would find. So, him and his more tech-savvy friends designed a website called Neopedia. This was pre-Neopets for those of you familiar. Word spread around Xander's small town of Neopedia. Stories were being shared, making kids ask questions that their parents didn't like, and it all led to Xander's parents forming a local group called Parents Against Teens Reading Everything on Neopedia. Naturally, Xander hated it, but he also knew it would ultimately be a harmless problem of the week that would be forgotten soon enough, but he still didn't want them to spread past the walls of his small town. So, in retaliation, Xander bought the domain patreon.com, so his parents couldn't have a quick, catchy website for their group. He later sold the domain to a couple of up-and-coming tech folks for nearly nothing, but wouldn't you know it, you can actually go visit that website today. In fact, go over to patreon.com/castparty and you can join one of the best communities out there, not to mention all of the extra bonus content you'll get access to if you join one of our paid tiers, access to our Discord, and 100 other perks. And just to make the pot a little sweeter, we even have a free tier available. So head on over to patreon.com/castparty and really stick it to Xander's parents. Bitch. Thank you.
Vince Perino.
Hello, Vince Perino. I will be playing the big burly heartthrob named Jett the Boulder Chambers. Little known fact about Jett, when he was younger, he was actually a pretty damn good mini putt player. He was so good, he was known as a savant. He could have made it a whole career, but he got too good playing with his balls that his dad said, I don't like this anymore. So he threw all of his balls out and they got real dirty and disgusting. But in the future, he played again when he got a little older. And he played at this place called the Scape of Man. They liked him so much there, they gave him a nice discount because he just was able to clean their balls and handle them so well. So it reminds me of something that weren't we able to do something like that recently, Ryan?
Oh man, we're sellouts now. That's half the intros. But yeah, manscaped.com, code CastParty for 20% off and free shipping.
Oh.
This is a lot, especially for our newest member joining us today, Omega Jones, aka Critical Bard, whose character we will meet in just a moment. But first, let's talk about what happened last time. You arrived back in Helios, where Desideria aggressively moved towards you before the man in the mask stopped her, saying Plan A was still on the table and that he would take care of you. Desideria left with Kingsley's staff before the man unmasked himself, and you saw Garrett. There was immediately heated debate, you all seeing your choices on Fendrea from a different perspective than he did. He saw you as killers trying to take this new world for yourself, being selfish, and not wanting to reinvent yourselves. Even expressing disbelief in how all you wanted was to go home. You were able to convince him to be more perceptive of what the magistrate is really doing. He wanted you out of the magistrate's hair, but did not want to have to kill you like Desideria wanted him to, even trying to hijack your portal from Kaerith to send you home. He was unsuccessful, but was able to send you elsewhere, a place where you might be able to find a way home. You left him to rejoin the magistrate in Helios as you were sent to a new place. You arrived in a dull, almost grim area. Brittle ground and dying trees. You all felt a pull in a specific direction. Heading that way, you quickly saw the landscape change in small pocketed areas. First, large stone spires that uprooted dying trees around. Then those stone spires turned to crystalline canopies where you found a ball of light and followed it to a tranquil pool. Being extremely cautious, you used a rope to traverse the flat ground but noticed a few flowers that were dying, all lacking something. You brought water, color, and light to each of the respective flowers, before Sunbeam, a small fey sprite, showed herself. She told you she was from Wildacre and that she had been pulled to Arboria through a rift that opened spontaneously. She does not know what has been causing the rifts, but she can feel the malice behind it. You all headed away from the crystal canopies into an area of forest completely covered in snow and chilling air. Discovering a bright light ahead that suddenly vanished, Jett used his divine sense to determine a robed being was undead. Xander pulled its hood off and revealed a bright, frosty light coming from beneath as the being turned to attack. You were all extremely weak and lacking in your previous abilities, but with your magic items helping, you're able to take down the cold undead before you heard rushing towards you. Now, the last of the monster's bones fall to the ground and settle in the snow, as the rest of you turn towards this new being encroaching in. And so the scene is set. The question is, who is coming towards you? Omega, would you like to introduce your character?
You see, looking a little, not necessarily tired, but running, exerting some energy, has him a little breathless. But firstly, you see a light brown-skinned individual looking at you with these slightly hazel eyes. His hair seems to be shaved on the sides and the back. There's some curliness on top, some texture. He has a nice, not long, but pretty nice, a trimmed beard and mustache going on. He's wearing what seems to be some kind of button-up, white in color with a textured vest on top. The sleeves are rolled up and there's a bunch of belts and buckles adorning in some kind of accessory fashion. Simple slack-like pants, a boot with like a very small heel, some belts around his waist, and he has a couple of pouches and things, perhaps for components or collecting, you don't really know. Around one of the belts, though, is a pendant in the shape of a donut, but it's not a donut. It is actually a lapis, and it has this intricate design that it is wrapped in, keeping it connected to the pendant proper. In his right hand, you would see a long white cane with a obsidian almost like top to it that he's just kind of wielding, not like in some kind of attack form, but just keeping it with him. He has a bunch of rings and accoutrements on his fingers as well. He definitely seems on the up and up, but right now he seems haggard. This individual comes into the clearing. Is everything okay?
Okay is a stretch, maybe, but not currently dying?
I'm closer than usual, I think. But, not dead yet. Who are you? Wait. Are you someone we need to worry about?
You can put your hands down. I think he's friendly.
I was not expecting to hear a literal explosion on the outskirts, and I decided to see what was going on. I figured some of the villagers were up to no good, but I don't recognize the four of you.
We're somewhat new to the area.
Maybe we don't recognize you.
I think that's a fair assessment. As I just said, I don't recognize you, therefore we wouldn't recognize each other unless you saw me in passing.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Why are you here? How?
Man, this gets harder and harder to tell every single time. Xander?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick one now since it's kind of chilly. We are from one world, got sent to another world. From that another world, we went to a third world, then got sent back to the second world, and then got bamboozled in that second world, and then got sent here.
The fourth world.
Okay, you played a game of checkers and lost. Got it. Regardless, are you hurt? Are you okay? And he's going to get a little closer. There's definitely a warm presence coming from him in the sense that he doesn't seem like agitated or like on guard. He's like genuinely trying to assess and see what's going on, because seeing four people was not on his itinerary today. Look over all of you just to make sure that there's no wounds or anything like that. And if there is, he just wants to notate.
Who's hurt?
Me.
You got icicle bonked.
I'm a little scratched up too.
We just fought like a ice zombie demon light head. We're a little scratched up.
My apologies, I'm being rude. My name's Elijah. You can call me Eli.
Elijah. I'm Blueberry.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sebastian.
Xander.
Jett.
Just from my initial scan, who looks the most hurt?
I have 8 health out of 17.
Oh,
I have 20 of 26, so yeah, you.
It me!
His eyes are going to cascade over to Xander, and he's going to step forward, tentatively reach out. May I?
Sure thing, and I dap him up.
He's confused for a second. He's about to go into the dap as well, but pauses. But then as he accepts it, as he touches your hand, you're going to see almost a slight glitch form around his hand. As it does, there's going to be a burst of energy as I cast Cure Wounds on you. 10 points of healing.
Whoa, what was that? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm great. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better now, thank you.
not you, his hand.
What the hell just happened?
You don't know where you are. You say you've been to many different worlds. This one was unintended?
We'll put it this way. We've been here, what, guys, 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
If that.
And this was not your intended destination.
Far from.
No.
Well, it was someone's intended.
Yeah, we were sent here on purpose, but this isn't where we want to be. If that answers your question.
We were told it's Arboria.
That's correct.
And we have to see someone named Varion.
When you say Varion, his eyebrow rises.
Ooh, there was something there.
You know him? Good? Bad? History?
Why do you need to see Varion?
It's very important to us right now.
To get back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He typically doesn't have visitors. And now he's really scanning. And this is not for medicinal reasons. This is for intent. What do you get out of seeing him?
We were told he should be able to help us get home, presumably. Not home, but the second world, at least.
You ever heard of Fendrea? That might make things easier if we just name these things.
I have heard of Fendrea, yes.
Are you from Fendrea by chance?
No.
Us either. Because that's world number 2. For us.
I think we should walk and talk.
Where are we walking?
Well, if you need to see Varian, I'm not going to stop you, but I just want to understand a little more, is all.
Are you taking us to him?
I can.
Are you going to?
I will.
I will stick my hand out. If you're okay with this, do you mind just holding my hand for a moment?
Oh.
Okay, be transparent about why.
Just so we can get a better feel for you and know you're really, really telling the truth. You'll be able to tell I'm speaking the truth as well.
He's going to accept the hand, staring directly at you.
It is a pleasure to meet you, but I just need to know you don't have any ill will towards us, do you? I currently have a sword on me that is continuously casting Zone of Truth with anybody that I touch, and I am not able to lie as well.
Zone of Truth, since you are the one continuously casting it, you know if someone's lying. Or you know if someone's deliberately not telling you the truth.
I would know if you tried to fight it.
I don't know how it visualizes for you, but picture you know your favorite TV show is about to come on and you switch to that channel and it's suddenly just white noise. It's not that something failed, but you can't see it.
Just raise an eyebrow a little bit.
There's a lot that you all don't know about this land, but I have no reason to lie to you. And as I said, I'm willing to take you to Varion. I just also wanted to make sure that you all weren't nefarious. Most people don't just show up in the way that you did.
I can promise you now that is not what we intend, whatsoever.
Then I would choose to believe that. Come, let's go. Are you all in need of any food or drink? I don't have that on me, but I'm sure I could get something for you.
I think just some rest.
Yeah, I mean, if we could take a nap.
Honestly, just a rest would be wonderful. It's been a long 24 hours. We've done a lot of things that you probably wouldn't even understand. But we can talk on the way if you want. It's a crazy story.
I like a good story. And then how about we go back to my village, see if there's accommodations.
Is it a far walk from here?
Not too long.
Damn, it really has been a crazy 24 hours, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We woke up and just went at it.
It seems like you all are going through it.
Yeah, we fought like a dragon underwater. And then, whoa, I sent some things away.
The cow whale.
We gotta process some stuff. Lead the way, Elijah. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to check on us also.
Yeah, thank you.
We didn't mean to hit you with some immediate hostility. We are, as you can see, we've been through a lot today. Please lead the way. We'll tell you about whatever you want to hear.
Sebastian is adding some ambiance as we walk out of the area of Yucatán that is encroaching on Arboria, and he's belting at the top of his lungs December by neck deep.
Just some ambiance belting at the top of his lungs.
I don't know if that counts as ambiance. I think he does notate that. And what kind of instrument is he playing the instrument?
It's an acoustic guitar.
It's an electric acoustic.
I don't have the amp on me right now.
We did have an amp at one point.
It did, I threw it.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, you did, but then he also plugged it into our friend.
I plugged it into his butt.
He was a robot.
Yeah.
He does to kind of look at the guitar for a moment.
Yeah, you guys have these, right? They're like
Smaller?
Leers.
Lute?
Lyre?
We have lyres, dulcimers, things of that nature. That's an intriguing instrument you have.
Thank you. Her name's Daisy.
You named her.
Well, yeah, it's my guitar.
She's not alive.
I'm looking forward to see what she can do. So far, you have an exquisite voice.
Oh, thanks.
He will turn and start to head towards his village.
Each step crunches softly in the snow, leaving footprints in your wake. You guys continue to follow the pull that the four of you are feeling. You leave the frozen forest, again step into the crumbling earth of Arboria, the feeling of a hollow ground beneath your feet. You walk for not too long, following Eli through the forest, surrounded by these dying trees. You're initially following a path through the trees, and Eli continues down this path, but you feel the pull is going off the path, towards your left, though Eli is continuing straight along this path towards the village.
Yo, Eli, is there anything to our left?
Oh, are you hungry in that way too?
Yes.
Hungry?
It's the only way I can describe it. Like, I want to go that way.
Your stomach is pulling you there.
Is yours not?
I mean, no.
That's a lie.
I know you're lying.
Okay, shut up. Yes, I didn't want to say it in front of him. God.
I would like to know the surface thoughts of everyone.
What is left? That sounds like a Jaden Smith quote, but like just what is to our left is kind of all I'm thinking about. It's like,
Why are we all pulled that way? What's that way? And is it bad if we go the other way?
There's no way Jett's not hungry right now.
Jett is only thinking about where he can get a bologna sandwich, and then he's thinking about if Pebbles would like one with him or not.
DM, from the direction that we're going towards my village, am I aware of what's to the left?
You've been here many times. This is where the projections are.
There's a moment where he kind of pauses. Well, if you're hungry, there's nothing to the left that's going to be able to feed you and keep you fulfilled.
what if it's more of like a metaphysical hunger, like more like a curiosity hunger?
Yeah.
Since we got here, you know what? I know that we talked about like not just like laying it all on the table whenever we meet someone new, but like gotta trust this guy at least enough to talk to him about how when we got here 10 minutes ago, we started feeling this pull, and that's what led us to the direction that we were in. And we're feeling that pull to our left.
We're hoping for curiosity to feed the cat, not kill it. Did that make sense?
It does, but I need to note that Varion is not to the left.
Oh.
So why do you need to see Varion?
We were told he could help. What is to the left? Is it bad?
This isn't a conscious desire. Like this we are feeling something pulling us there, like as a group. But we don't know what's there, so I mean, if it's something we should avoid, we can take that advice.
Yeah, it might be a bad draw trying to trick us.
I think you all are tired, and I think it would be smart before we start going on these interesting curiosity-sating journeys to go to the village and get some food, get some rest, if you've just gotten here, I doubt you're in a rush. I'm willing to help with these curiosities, but I have to admit, each time you speak and bring something new to me, I do grow more concerned.
That's fair.
We seem to have that effect
We
on
have that
people.
effect.
Oh, okay.
Same brain, right here.
Crew, baby, stick together.
Mm-hmm. You're probably right. We're not on a time scale as far as we know, so... And we can't do anything without doing what we gotta do. And we don't know what we gotta do yet, so... Please continue. We'll follow our urges another time.
Or we won't if the thing over there is bad.
It's not bad. I can tell you that. It's not bad. It's just, it intrigues me. Again, there's a lot that you don't know about this plane, this place. And I, being its de facto leader, I just want to make sure.
Leader?
Oh.
Hey, yo, what?
Whoa,
Leader?
royalty. Okay.
There's no royalty.
You're like president?
Sure, that's a very specific word you used. No, people here need guidance. People here are lost, typically.
I see.
Were you like elected or did
I am
you
not
like
a tyrannical, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, great.
I just want to make sure that the people I am now serving and protecting, I'm not bringing for individuals who can destroy that.
Yeah, no, especially right now. We couldn't even if we wanted to.
It's still warming to know that you are looking over others. It's nice to know that you care for others.
He just gives a very soft smile.
Question while we're walking.
Answer while we're walking.
You know, here's the thing. We used to be able to do some really, really cool stuff, and now we can't. And I try to cast Fireball, but all that comes out is just like you lit a lighter for 2 seconds and just a little smoke trail.
I think he kind of like steps back a little bit.
No, I promise it's not gonna work.
I think that happened before we got here, though.
That's not because of here?
No, I wasn't feeling myself when we met Garrett.
Oh, and that's why Blueberry was a gecko.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Xander, you feel a presence standing right behind you.
You also feel a presence behind you. Namora is behind you, who's just a little closet. Mostly harmless. A little prankster.
If someone is standing behind you, but like that tension, almost like that fuzzy feeling, it's like right next to your neck. Who did you just say?
Namora?
No.
Garrett?
Garrett.
Do you know Garrett?
Garrett was here?
Jett, can you stop standing so close to me, please?
It's not me!
I'll try and push away whatever's behind me.
For a moment, you feel a force. You have told me, Varion. You've told me you're drawn to a specific place, and now you've mentioned Garrett. I would like the four of you to speak clearly. You see his eyes fractalize as I cast a zone of truth.
I'll fail.
I don't resist.
Samesies.
I can't lie.
Did you need something from us?
I need to know why you know that name.
Well, he's from our world. All right, so we told you that that our second world was Fendrea. We are from Earth. That is world number 1 from my previous statement.
The lost plane we have come to know it by?
So we're from there, and Garrett is also from there, but we didn't know that he was here, and then when we came back from world number 3, which was Karith, he accidentally brought us back to Fendrea, or was trying to send us something. I don't know. It was confusing, but we met him again. He worked with us originally. It's a lot, man. This happened 15 minutes ago.
He's the one who sent us here when we didn't want that. We're not on great terms right now, so I hope you're not besties.
I will throw it out there, he did have the opportunity to most likely kill us, and in the end, he actually did help us slightly.
We still don't align with what he's trying to do. Actually, very against it.
But yeah, I guess he gets a cookie for not murdering us.
At the same time, he gave us a way to not get killed by magistrate when we were already feeling kind of weak.
You have seen Garrett.
Yeah.
Do you know Garrett's last name? What if it's a different Garrett?
What does Garrett look like?
Is Garrett even a fantasy name? I feel like that's only an Earth name. Come on.
I mean, Elijah's an Earth name. You're not from Earth, are you?
Garrett's last name is Lachlan.
Same one.
Yep.
I wouldn't know.
Xander just looks at Blueberry like, the fuck, man?
We can confirm.
I need to know. And you see his demeanor has like suddenly really shifted. He has his cane down in front of him. Like you see him and then suddenly he glitches and looks back at you. And then he glitches and he's looking at Blueberry. Then he glitches and he's looking at Sebastian. I need to know if Garrett is your friend or your enemy.
Enemy. Yep.
Hoping to change him for the better.
It's kind of a complicated situation, but I'd say at the moment he's closer to enemy.
It's a past friend that we would like to change back.
I never really knew them that well, but yeah, basically enemy right now.
But he was the one that told us to look for Varion and that he could hopefully get us home. Because Garrett wants us not there. That's ultimately where this lands. I would love for it to be just black and white and that we hate Garrett right now, and we're definitely not happy with him, but he is ultimately trying to get us home away from where he is in Fendrea.
He glitches once more and then he's looking directly at Jett. You want to change him. You want to help him.
I'd like to help anybody. But if it comes down to a point where we can't, there is no changing him, then we have to do what we have to do. But as of right now, there's always hope. As much as I despise him right now, I'm always going to hold on to hope.
Then we are going to detour. We are going to go to Varion.
Okay.
I need to know more information before I decide how I feel about the four of you.
Okay.
That gives you more trust in us, we'll do it.
It's not about trust at this point.
We're just four strangers who showed up at your doorstep. It's totally understandable. You don't know our intentions, and we don't know yours, to be totally honest, so...
But unfortunately, I don't think you're strangers, and that is my concern. So, you're going to follow me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He veers off and starts heading towards Varion. The calm, warm smile he had, it's no longer present. He's definitely on a different mission.
Did you just make a new tiefling? Roll up another half-orc? Or maybe you're just looking to celebrate Pride Month? Fanroll Dice is having a sale on everything for 10% off in honor of Pride Month, and yes, this stacks on our 10% off code. That is 20% off your new dice sets from Fanroll Dice to celebrate Pride Month. Rainbow silicone dice sets that sound incredible, they're less harsh on the ears and they roll beautifully. Or maybe you want to shake up some of Fanroll Dice's new liquid core dice sets. Whichever you choose, store them in an all-new Rainbow Chainmail dice bag. Yes, Rainbow Chainmail dice bag. Be sure to use code CastParty to stack these discounts and get 20% off. Code CastParty for 20% off all through June.
You follow Eli. You have little directional knowledge here, but Eli obviously is confident in moving through the forest. You pass through areas of mostly Arborian trees, but throughout you see other pockets of these different planar environments. A large factory on a cliff, expelling steam into the air. It clicks every so often with mechanical gears that echo across the landscape. Another area you pass through has fine sand, no foliage, like desert dunes, but completely flat. Finally, you end up at a naturally flowing Arborian stream. It trickles slowly with little water left at its drying bed. Eli, you know that Varion used to live around the Haven Eye, inside the tower that surrounded the tree, though he no longer does. He lives at the edge, where the land stops, at the top of the waterfall. You follow the stream. It trickles along quietly as you start to see less and less in front of you. The trees don't continue into the distance. It looks like you all are getting closer to darkness, an empty void. You see it peering through the trees. and as you walk, you see a splotch of color. Faded, but there. A tiefling man sits at the edge of a cliff, just next to the waterfall overlooking this dark void. His back to you now, you see horns that meet at the top of his head, white hair, patchy, like it's been falling out for decades, but just still holds on. Only tufts left here and there. He looks frail even from here. The red robes he wears are ragged and torn, though even still, they look much too big for his frail frame. He has this light red skin. And as you approach, he says, "Eli, come." And he holds out his hand in a closed fist, like he's offering you something.
As we walk forward, and I see Varion, there's a moment of pause, not like in his stride, but just in his intention. Quickly pushes it aside as he continues forward, and as he gets close. What do you have?
He opens his hand, revealing a tuft of his white hair. "Another branch has broken. I thought this was over."
The tree has not been harmed, but something has happened.
"This is not like the others. It came from the other side. It wasn't an attack on the tree itself." You all see as Varion is speaking, he isn't looking directly at Eli.
He takes the tuft of hair, if Varion allows him, runs his fingers through it, and there's a sigh. The reason, I suspect, for your newfound issue is standing behind me. 4 reasons, to be precise.
So technically you are correct. Sorry, hello. But we didn't do it ourselves. But we can tell you what happened.
We definitely helped. I hope that wasn't a bad thing.
Varion stands up and looks in your direction. And you see when looking into his eyes, he's not looking directly at any of you. His eyes are glassy and hazy. He looks to be blind. "You caused this?"
Truthfully, I'm so sorry that it led to male pattern baldness. That was truly not on our list of side effects that we thought would have happened here.
We thought we were just saving a whole plane of existence. There's a goddess named Nyla, and she had this crazy hold on a plane called Kareth. You probably know that already, but we tried to help. It was being taken over by cannibalistic mutants.
Elijah's looking at you with, what the hell are you talking about?
Maybe I'm not making sense here, but this is...
Guys, maybe let's kind of introduce ourselves first. Let's not just drop everything on them.
"This was not the magistrate."
No. This was actually, so there were a couple locals in Kareth. We're not from Kareth, I'm sorry. There's like a lot to this, but we were in Kareth. There were a couple of locals that weren't overtaken by Nyla that had made some sort of device. They wanted to cut off the connection to the other planes to try and either trap Nyla on that plane or make it so that she could never come back and fix the plane. We let them decide what was worth the risk. We just got them to the point so we could get home and they could do what they had to do. I guess this kind of means that it worked, which is kind of crazy. Like, they got some mad scientists over there that know how this works.
Elijah looks over at Varion, and he grips him to make sure that Varion's standing upright and not falling. He knows he's fine, but still. "They appeared here, perhaps 15 minutes ago. I went to go investigate because they say they were sent here by someone. And they say they were sent to find you. So I am trying to figure out what you and them have in common."
"You did not bring them here?"
"I did not."
Well, he brought us to this location.
But not to this plane.
That.
You see slowly Varion holds out a hand in like a handshaky motion towards the direction the voices are coming from.
I'll actually take this one for a handshake rather than a dap because he old, and I don't want to yank him out of place.
It is a frail handshake, And as you are done, he starts gesturing to the rest of you.
I'm Xander, by the way. Sorry, that's who just shook.
I shake. I'm Blueberry.
Blueberry, as he grabs your hand, you feel tight grip, and he pulls you close and looks directly into your eyes. You.
Me?
I have seen you before.
You have?
What?
Huh?
Excuse me.
You have laid eyes on the tree, though this is your first time in Arboria. It chose you. The final cry for help.
How do you know that?
You peered through the clouded skies, gazed upon the obsidian floors and its white bark. You saw the branches fall one by one and the stars in the sky go out like candles in a strong wind. Your spirit journey began that day.
My spirit journey.
You got one of those too, Blue? Wasn't that other guy on his spirit journey?
Who?
It was forever ago, like right when we got here. We ran into some guy in the middle of the woods and he talked about a spirit journey.
Right.
I don't remember his name.
Me neither. I'm not good with names.
But now you have one!
Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Means something. And he grabs your arm, Elijah. I do not know why they are here, but it is important.
What do you believe she has to do with the tree? Is she a key?
Perhaps.
Key?
The tree is dying. It's sent for her.
Then it seems you weren't sent here by accident.
I mean, it was on purpose, but I don't think it was for that purpose.
Why were you sent here?
To get rid of us.
You mentioned the magistrate, right?
Aye.
We are possibly like their biggest enemy right now, or one of them. So when we got back to Fendrea from Kaerith, we kind of landed right in their lap. Garrett, who you may know, is from our home plane. He didn't want us to die, so he sent us here so that we didn't get immediately killed by the magistrate.
So you are here to get home?
In the long run,
Home to Fendrea or home to...
first home to Fendrea, eventually home to Earth, or the Lost Plane.
We got some unfinished business in Fendrea that we don't feel comfortable leaving.
Mainly a friend.
Yeah.
You are in the right place. Though they are like you, Eli. Tethered.
What do you mean?
They cannot leave. Much like you.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Ever?
Cool.
He turns to the four of y'all. I'm learning a lot within the last 30 minutes. A lot that is changing things for the good or the bad, but what matters now is that apparently, and he looks directly at Blueberry, we need to figure out why you have a connection and what that can do to get you gone.
Yeah, sure. I mean, any way I can help.
Looks like we need to go to the tree. But are you willing to join us, Varion?
Varion drops your arm, Eli. Begins walking over to Blueberry. May I again? And he holds out his hand.
Slowly take it.
This is calmer, and you feel a probing. She will see the tree. That is not what's keeping her here.
What does that mean?
They are tethered in another place. Stuck in two places at once. Need to bridge the gap.
Could that be what's pulling us to that place?
Perhaps. Take them there.
Two,
You know.
I have tried and have failed. Why do we think this will be different?
She is here.
Who?
Your friend, Blueberry. You're looking for the key, Eli. They may be able to help you. You are not tethered in the same way, but bridging the gap.
I'm sorry to just rewind a little bit here. Did you say Blueberry had a friend here?
Oh, no, I said who, and then he said your friend Blueberry. But I think the pause was a little weird. I thought the same thing, but I think we're talking about Blue. Blue's spirit journey. She's the chosen one.
Chosen one?
Please excuse an old man for his lack of breath.
It's okay. I got you. I figured it out. I pieced it together.
Sebastian, are you making fun of an old dude?
I would never.
Is it Jett then?
Yes.
That is messed up, guys.
Man.
He's trying to help us, and you are making fun of how he talks.
We already figured out that Jett's ageist.
I'm not.
He's the oldest.
You're gaslighting me.
He's oldest.
He's the oldest.
What does she will see the three mean?
What is this?
Didn't you just say that?
She will see the tree.
Oh.
Wow, now Blueberry's oldest.
Blueberry
Damn.
Guys, come on. Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're all very confused. We're trying to get home, and we don't want you to lose any more hair or for the tree to die. We're very ecological as a group.
We're all also very, very tired.
If I take them, are you okay?
If this was not the magistrate from the other side, I should be okay.
I just worry that whatever we are about to do will affect you. And if this fails, I can't have you hurt.
I will be okay. If you can get her to full strength and can save the tree, then I live on.
There's a lot more mystery that comes with the four of you. More than I like, if I'm being quite honest. For my own personal understanding, I am hesitant, but if you are the key, then I'm sorry you're not getting any rest. We're going to the site.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we'll be off.
Sebastian leans into Xander and whispers, "So which patch of hair do you think is our home?"
Stop it.
I have a passive of 23.
Holy shit.
I lock eyes with you when you say that. And it's a try it if you want.
I cast message to you, Elijah. I didn't mean that in like a bad way. Just making light of the situation.
He doesn't respond. He's notating who the goofballs are. Either way, we are going. I need to see this through.
Sorry, I got us in trouble with the teacher. It's like Dr. Grawl all over again.
You gotta stop.
Eli takes you back where you followed the path instead of your spiritual stomachs. And instead you follow. Ahead, you all see a somewhat unnatural looking change in elevation, like a ramp of earth leading down into what looks like a crater of sorts. It's this large, somewhat circular depression into the landscape. The ground here is cracked and broken. You can see holes in the ground. Looking down through them, there's a never-ending void of darkness. Like you are standing on a hollow eggshell, but the shell is cracked. You are being pulled down the ramp and into this crater. As you continue downward, you see another stark contrast in color, almost surreal in how quickly the vibrancy of the area changes. It's as if someone has enhanced the color saturation of the world to just bring every shade to life. The sounds around you, the walking, the birds, there are animals here, they take on a symphonic quality. There's this resonance you can feel inside of you, almost giving comfort. As you are walking, you see the landscape changes drastically from one area to another, like switching the channel on a TV, just abrupt changes. Here, a pocket of misty forest, ancient trees with these wisps of fog. There, a cloud of brown smoke, shadows of knights in armor engulfed inside. The echoing of swords clanging together rings quietly in your ears. Further, you see the facade of an old saloon, the colors browned and dull. The smell of fresh baked bread mixed with the horse manure fills your nostrils. Overhead, you see trail of light shooting through this darkened sky. lasers coming from angular ships that speed through space as if it were a place anyone could explore. There are countless of these scenes that play out all around you. Actors and actresses playing these scenes are nothing but humanoid shapes. You can sometimes make out an article of clothing and accessory, but they are mostly a colored, ethereal essence, ghostly in nature. Ahead, directly in the center of this crater, the direction you're still being pulled, you see air, which normally no one would be able to see, but this feels different. The air looks stagnant, unmoving. It almost distorts the landscape behind it, like there's something there when nothing is there. It bends and folds in on itself like a curtain.
Xander is pretty enthralled by that space one.
It's as if you were standing on a planet and there was a space battle occurring just above you.
Eli will continue to lead them forward, and you can see that his eyes are looking around as well. You see him stare for a moment. One specific instance, it seems to be some kind of individual, a man, some masculine figure in front of an old house, and he's just staring at it as it's not really moving. Still trying to understand it, but he shakes his head and looks back at the group, his eyes stopping at Blueberry.
Blueberry, you notice that Elijah clocks this house, and you look at it too. And you recognize this house. An old Victorian-style building. You have been here before. Shooting a movie. Screams in the attic.
Do I recognize the person?
The person does not have any facial features, but you recognize this scene. The rest of these scenes are playing out. This person is standing there holding what looks to be a box. You can see their neck is craned and looking at the ground, and there is a small projection of a lamp on the ground. You remember, in this scene, this is your movie father. You were moving into this new Victorian house. He dropped a lamp off the box, and you picked it up and brought it inside.
What is this? Where did these come from?
It is a amalgamation of places, things. But this specific area is from what you refer to as the Lost Plane. And it's where I appeared.
Appeared?
Pardon me?
It was not my intention to shift to Act 3, Scene 5, as you actors say. But seems that a lot of information was dropped very quickly, and if you are the way out of here, then I guess we need to be as upfront as possible. No, I'm not from here, though I do reside here. Not that it's my choice. I'm tethered to this land for reasons I still don't know. And it would seem that if you were drawn to this rift, this very specific place, then you are tethered there. Or to Fendrea, I don't know. I am not an arcanist. But I am also from the Lost Plane.
Where?
I knew it, Elijah!
How? How long? Where did you come from? Where did you live? How long have you been here?
About a month and a half.
Not long. Wait, is that like as long as us? I'm like counting on my fingers.
Almost on the dot.
Are you from LA?
Yes.
What the heck?
Did you work on our scene?
Absolutely not.
Oh, he's part of the crew. Let's go. He's a homie.
No, my brother was.
Your brother?
Oh, who's your brother?
He just stares directly at you.
Oh, shit, it was Garrett. That's how he knows Garrett.
Oh.
That's how he knows Garrett's last name. Were you visiting? What?
I'm stuck here because I was looking for my brother who abnormally disappeared. And when I find out where he's at, when I finally think I learn, I don't. I'm trapped here while my brother is doing intriguing things.
Wait, so you went to set
After we left.
we were gone?
That's correct.
What the heck was that like? How'd you even get in? I feel like they would have just police roped that off.
How long after we were gone did you go searching? Was it the next day? Was it weeks later? I mean, it had to be pretty close to after we were gone, but...
Fun fact, in a entertainment business, it's not just the cast and the crew. It's those on the executive side.
Oh. You funded stuff.
No, but I am an agent, and I know how to get in and out of things when I need to. But now, my brother's here. I'm here. The four of you are here, looking worse for wear, and you are now the key to me getting at least to Fendrea to find my brother. So what can you do?
I cast Druidcraft and just blossom a little lily in my palm. I can turn into animals, but not really impressive ones.
Varion said you're the key. That means something. He would not say that if it didn't have truth.
I do have a connection with nature, but I've never saved some massive important dying plant. I'm pretty good with my houseplants, but some slip through the cracks.
He mentioned it wasn't the tree that was keeping you here, so that is secondary. Right now, I need to know what connection you have to this place.
I was in that movie. I point to the house. So that's Screams in the Attic. I was in that when I was a teenager. I don't know why it's not moving.
Does it have any significance to you? Or have you done too many movies that this one's insignificant?
I mean, this one, spooked me, because that house was really spooky, and I won a Teen Choice Award for Best Scream.
I'm happy for you.
Did you get slimed?
That's Kids' Choice Awards.
Damn it.
But yeah, I did when I was 14.
Let's go!
Gross.
If the others are continuing on and that one's stuck, maybe it needs to be kickstarted. Maybe that's why you're the key. You have a direct connection to it.
I'm gonna use my mage hand version of Thorn Whip to just a vine forward to poke it from 20 feet away.
You are able to do just that. Pick it up off the ground. And as you do so, the man, he cranes his neck back up, looks to his right, where in the movie you were standing, does a small laugh with no noise, and then heads up the stairs into the building.
I follow him now. I don't know what to do.
That's never happened. It's not moved. Varion was right. Elijah doesn't wait. He's never seen it move. He's going to start moving forward.
I'm afraid no one was in this scene.
Wait,
Should we
tie the rope around my waist.
lasso and throw it to her?
No, lasso, you don't know how to do that.
I definitely don't.
I do, and I lasso, and I whip it over. I went to cowboy camp.
You're right. I throw the never-ending rope to Xander, and then I hold on to the end while he does his little knot.
He pauses and looks. A loud sigh, a very annoyed sigh. Time is of the essence.
Is it?
It is now.
Okay, yeah. You got a good grip on this. Okay, I'm gonna go. Don't let me get pulled in by myself, okay?
Okay.
Got it.
Wait, take this, and I'll just send Charlotte's protection towards her as well.
Can you guys also come up the stairs, or can you still hear me?
Yeah, do you want, we're not in this scene. Do you want us there?
Yes, I want you here.
Will that mess things up?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will let Blueberry lead the scene, but I'll be standing right behind her.
Blueberry, you're able to walk up. You phase right through the door. But as you enter, the building looks exactly as you remember it. The place was a wreck with boxes piled high, furniture pushed to the corners, still wrapped up. Your movie family, in character, was moving into this old inherited building for your father's new high-paying job. And you remember the first time you saw it. It was so foreign, yet after months of filming on set, even now, 5 years later, it feels familiar. Eerily so. Everything is still in place. There's a single side table set up in the middle of the living room and 2 chairs for you and your father to sit in after the last box has made it inside. And you can see just that. He has gone over, put the box on top of the other stack, goes and sits on the table, and you can see that there are 2 root beer bottles on the table. Both already cracked open. You can see he grabs the bottle, lifts it, and stops moving again.
Yeah, I grab it and clink.
And just as it did during filming, you see this projection starts again. The man playing your father stands up from his chair. There's a sudden knocking at the door. He goes over, he opens the door, and you know how this scene plays out. Your father's interrupted by a new neighbor asking if he can help. He leaves the house, leaving you alone in your new home. It's cheerful and peaceful until a crash from upstairs breaks the peace. Then your character goes to investigate.
Oh, okay. Okay, going upstairs to investigate. Great.
While there's a scene playing out, and he's understanding that she needs to fulfill the blanks of the scene so it continues, he has absolutely 0 F's to give about this scene. He's more so just inspecting what's going on, seeing if there's anything physical or metaphysical. You, DM, know that another entity is also looking in other areas. But then once he sees her going upstairs, he will shift and start to follow.
Xander has been recording all of this, and he just leaned over to Sebastian. I'm going to sell this as some sort of weird behind the scenes, avant-garde thing once we get home. This is weird as shit, man.
My dude, this movie came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, and are there behind the scenes? I don't know. We'll find. There's a market for it.
Did people really fandom over this movie like you're thinking? Did they come up with sequels? I haven't heard Blue talk about anything other than Screams of the Attic.
There's a cult for everything, bro.
Or is it a one and done kind of thing, and then people are just hopeful, so they hold on to that one original gem?
I don't know. I feel like I could give this to anyone and they'd be like, oh, that's interesting, and they'd watch it. So I don't think I need to sell it to the diehard fans. I can just be like, hey, new feature length documentary back behind the whatever. And he just goes back to filming.
All of this being on the audio of the recording.
Yeah. I just need to know really quickly, in Xander's filming, is Elijah ever in view?
He's trying to avoid having you in there to make sure that it holds some sort of quality that's similar to behind the scenes, as if it was the original movie. But he probably catches you once or twice, isn't paying attention to you in the camera though.
Going upstairs.
You play it just as you did before, stand up, put the bottle down quickly. Your character looks out the window to check for your dad, but he's nowhere to be seen. You start cautiously walking up the stairs. You remember when you were filming trying to psych yourself up, knowing that there's nothing up at the top of these stairs, that they're adding everything in post. But you have to do a good job at faking being scared. The first scare of the movie, and it sets the tone from calm to hectic. You ascend the stairs and turn the corner. And just like on the day you filmed, there is something there. The ghostly face of a woman pops out at you. You let out that scream, and it was so real that you were praised by every media outlet and tabloid. Was it your eyes playing tricks on you? Was it all in your head, or was it supernatural? You still don't know to this day. But it happened and helped jumpstart your career from calm to hectic. Around you, the scene finishes. The illusion starts to blur. You all can see everything around you. This entire building blurs horizontally. It starts to move. It moves clockwise around this curtain-like rift. As it moves, it blurs, shifts, the colors, the shapes. You can now see that Blueberry was just sitting on a rock that was disguised as the chair, and the stairs were simply her walking up a small hill. She stands just a bit above you all. As you watch the illusion move and finally stop, you see another scene here. A rowdy lunchroom from a high school. It plays. Dozens of smaller ethereal beings moving around the lunchroom, some eating, one distinguishable character wearing a ball cap as he walks by a group of lunch tables holding his tray of food. And as he does so, the scene stops. Blue, you recognize this as well.
It changed.
This scene was from a well-known teen dramedy called Outcast High. This was in a time just soon after Screams in the Attic. You were well known and you wanted to get more and more of your face out there. This was last in a series of mean girl antagonists you played. You were the typical high school cheerleader who picked on the outcasts. You played Tiffany, and this boy was Oliver. This is the opening of the movie. The camera work set the scene, zooms in on Oliver walking towards his table of other outcasts.
I trip him. I call him a fugly dweeb.
Jesus.
But I don't say it very convincingly.
You sit, you remember the feeling of the cold bars of the lunchroom table on your legs as you patiently waited for your cue, and you trip the young freshman. You remember wanting this to be your strongest mean girl role yet. You really wanted to convince the audience and make this movie as best as it could be. The leg goes out, Oliver trips onto the ground, a chorus of echoing laughs can be heard by everyone. Some of the nearby ethereal projections high five as you sit at your table. Flashes of the rest of the movie go through your mind, tricking Oliver into sitting in cow manure, embarrassing him at the talent show, cackling and laughing with an evil smile. And you played it so well. And there was no harm done. The actor playing Oliver was your friend on set. All was well. The film came out to amazing reviews and was played on every teen channel that could get their hands on it. The problem was, everyone thought you were like that in real life. You were getting even more press, but the tabloids and internet articles took it and ran. You see again, this cafeteria blurs around you and moves, further circling the rift. This time showing a small New York City apartment. It's old, the walls adorned with peeling layers of faded wallpaper. Slightly cracked windows sit above a small kitchenette. Old armchair that barely fits in the main room. And a small rickety desk serves as a makeshift workplace. A typewriter sits prominently on the desk. A single bare light bulb illuminating it. This movie was a period piece. You spent some time finding the right role. You wanted it to take you away from that mean girl teen drama look. This was In the Shadows of Progress, a movie unlike anything you had ever done before. It was a statement. It demonstrated the hardships and inequality women face. It used the set piece of the 1920s to make the audience think that this is all history in the past, but its clever use of symbolism and mirroring to the present showed that inequality still exists. The movie followed your character's struggle to break into male-dominated professions, fighting gender bias and discrimination, dealing with unequal pay. You got to display your skills as an actress, developing a complex character, showing unwavering confidence when trying to prove yourself, yet self-doubt in the quiet of the night, showing strength against that adversity you faced, yet breaking down in your apartment when she felt alone. This was a story of resilience. You were the main character, you were on screen more than anyone, you portrayed every emotion, you allowed people into a character that didn't have to speak every second or needed candid laughs to make an impact. Your expressions, the use of silence, mood, music, you did it all. This scene is still right now. You see a single candle next to the typewriter. Flame unmoving. This was the last scene of the movie.
I sit down at the typewriter.
You stare at a page filled in with a letter your character was writing at the end of the movie. A letter to a politician, one you were adversarial with throughout the movie. The letter thanks them for accepting your proposal for the women's shelter to take the newly vacated City Hall building. The end of the letter is signed, and below was written, "There is still more to do," before your character puts out the candle, as the movie fades to black. Once more, the image blurs and fades. It appears this time familiar to you Sebastian, Jett, and Xander. It's the final scene of Through the Realms of Myria. A figure stands holding a large staff over their head as if ready to spin it in a circular motion. They stand atop a central rocky outcropping with screen behind them. They are the only one on set.
Look at Jett.
How?
I'll just shake my head and walk towards my place.
I'll follow her lead. Boys?
Oh yeah, we're in this one.
I get in position.
Go and see if there's a boom mic anywhere.
You don't see anything, but you know your place.
I'll just mimic it.
You take your places and it feels so weird. These were the same positions you were in your last moments on Earth. Jett, you grab your hammer and shield out. This time a human in a dragon's body. Blueberry, you grip the new willow staff as Frederick peeks out of your bag and over your shoulder. Xander, you pull out your camera. Nomura, sitting on your head, wings out to try to help you stabilize. Sebastian, you're mirroring the boom. Feels wrong. You need something. Here, you had your soundboard, you needed something. But you do have Daisy. As you're all in position, the scene starts playing out in front of you. Jett, you see a misty figure come from the ground. You clang your hammer against the shield and smash down on the extra coming to attack you. Blueberry, you grip the staff tight and raise your hand to mime projecting a magic force field. Sebastian, you hear the clang of the hammer and you use Daisy to play the sound cues that your soundboard would have made. Xander, you move closer, framing the ethereal version of Kingsley as he spins the staff, and you all hear the echoing of the spell that opened the portal. Though this time, there's no portal that opens. The scene ends. The images begin to blur side to side until it goes dark. Black encompasses this whole area until you can see small white horizontal lines starting from the bottom and moving upward through the cloud.
While that scene was playing out, Elijah would have moved over to a side and just kind of watched. And even though he's not in the scene in any way, shape, or form, his eyes are specifically always looking at the ground, the set, and almost looking beneath it, knowing that someone was also there.
As this darkness starts to fade, you feel the pull towards the rift stronger. You see it moving, slowly like a curtain trying to open. You start to see an inky blackness coming from nowhere, where this curtain is opening, as a humanoid form starts to emerge from the rift, viscous and falls to the ground. It stands and you see no features, completely smooth face, no clothes. As it stands up, you see another one come from the rift and fall the same way. Then two more, at the same time connected at the side. As the rift opens slightly further, you see the beings slowly begin to drip and take different forms. The first to enter falls to the ground as its limbs absorb into its body, forming a snake. The next expands. It widens to a bulbous form, resembling a grotesque sphere with hundreds of arms that extend outward and bend at the elbows in different directions. The two joined at the sides stay humanoid mostly, though the bottoms of their torsos open up into numerous inky, gaping maws with sharp teeth, all whispering, as thousands of eyes extend and pop out of the upper torso, looking in every direction. And for today, that's a wrap.
No, it's not. Keep going.
Dude.
Come on. We need a little bit more. Come on.
Let's take a vote. Is it a wrap?
I'm the one with the camera. I'm gonna call cut when it's ready, and it's not ready.
Dude, you made me feel feels, bro. God.
Thank you all so much for listening, and everyone give a super warm welcome to Omega Jones, aka Critical Bard. Omega, what do you do? Where can they find you?
Oh, God. You can find me everywhere at Critical Bard except Tumblr because no. I do a lot. I am a Twitch partner. I do a lot of streaming when I want to. I am a tabletop player, designer, DM. You can find me at many conventions coming up, including Gen Con and Dragon Con and all the other cons. I'm doing D&D cruises. Again, just check out my socials.
Links will be in the description below, as well as links to our Patreon, patreon.com/castparty, where you can get exclusive, awesome content for as little as $0 a month. We have already received some amazing packages and letters to our P.O. box. So if you want to send us letters filled with hidden puns for Vince to get mad at, you can do that. Address is in the description below. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Omega, you have to join us in a goodbye. Ready? Okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
There's no countdown on that one. I'm sorry.
And I'm holding the actual lantern now with my hand.
You're holding the lamp.
What's it feel like?
It feels like, you know how like cotton candy doesn't have any weight, but it's like there? It almost feels like that, but it's not sticky, you know? Like it still feels like that material, but it almost feels like there's no weight.
So like cotton?
Yeah.
What the? Oh, wow.
This made me choke.
Speaking of set designs and movies and stuff, I actually wrote up a screenplay of my own with Armand and Bobby back home. They were in my Dragons class. It was like a theater thing taught by Mason. We just called it that because it dragged on. We got so bored. Well, St. E. Love and Eric Five wrote this script called The Local Dub Word, and it ended up making it onto like the news, and Polyamorous Swirl even talked about it on his show Foe Runner. So I was like, well, duh, of course I can do it if the Erics can. So Frankie lent me some paper, and we got to work. We wanted to make this whole new movie genre. We called it an Isuik. You just wouldn't understand if we tried to explain it to you. It's about someone named Jesse who goes by Jesky Fire. It's like an online persona kind of thing. As if like a video game was played in the real world, but it was still a video game, you know? So then Jesky Fire is the username, and her teammates were Lady Lorax and Jin. They all had to fight against Lexi, who eventually teamed up with this crazy evil company called Miharu to build something called the Mine Hack. It would basically just unplug the video game so everyone would have to go back to real life, which, as we all know, sucks. It's got this crazy twist, and there's a huge battle at the end where New York and Opti come in to help Lexi, but then Red Mafia Panda comes in with the bass drop to save the day, and ultimately, it ends with Skills, the highest level player in the game, killing off Ebab Flo, and the whole party is like devastated, and it leaves it open for this really cool sequel. Was that too spoilery?